Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. These are mods for Thursday the 28th of May. Apologies for this being posted late. It is now Friday the 29th. I was not and am not feeling particularly well at the moment. I wasn't at all well yesterday. I didn't post anything at all. I'm not feeling great today, but better enough that I can sit at my computer and do some work and stuff. I just felt dreadful. I'm not asking for sympathy, I'm just letting you know why. It's just yeah. Anyway, so I'm here now. Apologies again if it feels a little bit flat, if I feel a little bit yeah, I'm just putting it out there right now. So what have we got? We do have some updates. We've got an update to the Seasons Geo Crater Bay by Edge Gaming Castiga. We've got an update to the PRT10 trailer, little trailer pack by FSSA Modding Team. We've got an update to the Vogler Newt Heros 1000 by Shardy, that's the plough. An update to the Brent Avalanche 1596 by JHHG Modding. We've also got an update to the multi-filling station by Edge Gaming Castiga and the multi-selling station, which I have on this map because this is my test map. These have been updated for different fill types and various different things as well. But one thing to be aware of with this, and this is not the first time this has happened, I came onto my map to do my review today, and because these had an update, they'd vanished, they'd gone. So I've had to buy them again. So if you've got a Let's Play or something you're on, you need to update them because it's got all the new fill types and stuff, but you'll have to re-buy them. I think that's a little bit naughty. I don't know why that's happened. It's not their fault, I imagine. There's probably just a little something in the coding somewhere. The bases where they were still here, but they had vanished, so I've had to re-buy those. So just be aware of that when you update them. If you go into your maps, if you've got them installed already, they are going to disappear and you will need to re-buy them. It does say we've got an update to the Fendt 714724 Vario S4. This is by Lucas2002, Danny86, Timox LS and Gamer8250. Now, I was sure this has been out already. I was sure I've reviewed it already. But what worried me was when I clicked on it on the website to have a look, it does say this is the PC version of the Fendt Vario 700. In the Modhub it says this is the console version, and the changelog says various adjustments. It doesn't say new to console. So I'm a bit concerned that it could potentially be new and I don't review it, or it is just an update and I'm going to review it again. So when I get to that, if you remember me reviewing it already, and if you remember whether this has been out before or not, we've had so many different tractor mods, you can always just skip that bit if you want to. I really like it, and there's a few features on there I don't remember, so potentially that could just be because it's had an update, in which case it'll just be an update review rather than just a new vehicle review, so apologies on that. Something that also says in the Modhub is an update, but the update does say console edition, is this. So the first of our mods, we've got the Sopema Cultivator pack. I apologise if I'm saying that wrong. It's by SimulagriModding. There are quite a few cultivators in this pack. What we'll do is have a look at them in the Modhub first, and we'll have a look at the various different ones in operation. So first up, if we go to cultivators, and these are under cultivators, not disc harrows or power harrows, they are actually under cultivators. So we start off with the Sopema Tool Holder 4 meter rigid. This will set you back in order. If you're on console, slot counts 15 slots, 5 slots, 5 slots, 12 slots, 12 slots for the various different ones. We'll get into them in a bit more detail. But so this one, there are no options available. You get what you get with all of these. This is a long one, rigid unit, but it does say tool holder because on the back you've got a 3-point link. So on the back of that, the 3-point link allows you to put a 4 meter seeder on the back of that, so you can run it as the cultivator with the seeder directly on the back. I know some units have a front cultivator with a seeder on the back, some units have the cultivator and you can attach directly onto the back of it. This is just a slightly longer trailed version, that's all. Then we've got the cross skillet, 4.40 meter, 4.4 meter foldable. 9,995, like I said, that's 5 slots, that one. Again, no options available. That one folds up, and you've got these cross skillet cultivator attachments, rings, rollers, however you want to describe them. Then we've got the push forward 4 meter rigid. Now this is a front mounted. This is also 5 slots, so that's the front mounted cultivator. And then we've got the Cultivator I think it is, 10 meter foldable, which is 12 slots. That's nice, that 12 meter. We're going to have a look at that in a bit more detail now. The last one I'm a little bit, I'm not confused. I don't think I'm confused, but anyway, we'll see. This is the Cultivator 3 meter, so I think these two are designed to go together, almost like a triple mower setup, and you'll see why when we have a look at them. This is a 3 meter, so much narrower, but again, you'll see why. And as far as I can tell, this is also a push forward one, because of the way the guards are on the back of that. You see the way the metal guards are, and again, you'll see why in a minute when we have a look at them. So first up, we're going to start with that actually. So we've got the foldable, the Cultivator 10 meter, and if you see here with it unfolded, you've got this gap in the middle. So when you unfold it, you've got that gap, and if I run that on its own, you're going to get that bit that side, that bit that side, and a gap in the middle that doesn't cultivate. That's why I'm convinced the Cultivator 3 meter, this one here, is front mounted, because look at the way the guards are on that and the guards are on that. This one bridges the gap between those two. Yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it? So we hook up to the front one, the 3 meter, and then the rear one, like so. Now the rear one folds up for transport. Really nice smooth animation. I love the light glinting off the metal on there. The detail on it is incredible. Really nice movement. Very cool bit of kit. If you're playing MrSealyp Bingo, you can tick that one off your list. I've said nice bit of kit. I know there was a conversation about that recently. So, front one down. And the rear one down. Goes at a nice speed. Nice movement on the 3-point links to keep it stuck to the ground. And what I'm going to do is go to the front one and lift it. I should have lifted the other one as well, of course, but so you see what I mean? If you go along that way with just that one, you get that gap in the middle that it misses. So that's why these two need to be run together. Or another front-mounted cultivator of any description, realistically. It doesn't have to be this one in this pack specifically, but it would kind of make sense if you used these ones. Okay, which brings me on to next. Let's just try that one off. So this one is the cross skillet 4 meter foldable. As you can see, it folds up for transport. Again, nice animations. It does the job it should do. It cultivates in a 4 meter kind of way and folds up as well. Very nice indeed. We do have quite a few mods today actually. Well, yesterday. Sorry. I know I'm going to get someone comment and say, you're so late with this. I know, I apologise. I know other people will have done the reviews already, but I know there are some people out there who do wait for me to do mine. There have been occasions where I haven't done a review because I've been away on holiday or things like that, and like yesterday when I wasn't feeling very well, and people will still say, well, just do it anyway because we'll still watch it. So I think, you know, of course I want to do it. Now this is the front mounted one. Sorry, this is Sopema pushed forward 4 meter rigid, which means you can run this on the front and then a seeder behind if you want to, a 4 meter seeder, or something else behind. I don't know what else you would run behind on this, but it's nice to see a different manufacturer in the game. It's nice to see some different styles of cultivator. You know, I know people do the whole, oh, not more 3 meter cultivators or 4 meter or whatever. Having the 10 meter rigid, that's quite nice bit wider, but they are different design as well, and I like something new added in. Now this is the tool add-on one. Now the only 4 metre one I had that actually doesn't have a seed tank on it, but what you can do is do that. So what you've then got is your 4 metre cultivator, and then you've got your seeder behind it, so you can run across it in one pass. That's nothing new. There are plenty of mods out there that do that already. There are plenty of cultivators that you can hook seeders up to. There are subsoilers you can hook seeders up to and various different things. So it's nothing new, but just to show you, you can hook that up if you want to. You lower that down and turn it on for your seeding. So then when you turn your cultivator on, you drop that down, the whole unit drops down together, and off you go. Obviously I haven't got any seeding at the moment, but that's what would be happening in one pass. So what I'll do is just drop the seed off the back and we'll carry on with the cultivator. There you go. That's the cultivator on its own. Not bad at all. That's by SimulagriModding. I think we've got another mod by SimulagriModding we're going to have a look at in a little while. So drop that off. Next up we have got this. This is a nice one too, and this is a nice one too, because I've already got a use for this on my Greenwich Valley Let's Play that I'm doing at the moment, because I had a few problems, actually possibly with this setup as well. Anyway, regardless of that, we've got this. This is Kverneland Accord 6 metre by Tarksy 007. This is a seeder. Now we've already had a Kverneland Accord, but normally the 3 metre version. I might have that. Is that standard in game? I'm trying to think now. This is a 6 metre version. What's nice about this is it's transported this way. So it doesn't fold up or anything like that, but it's almost got its own, well, it has got its own built-in trailer. So you can take it down the road like that. It takes up no more space than the width of your tractor, which is really nice. You've got your seed tanks on the top. You can also run it if you want to with another seed tank on the front, so you've got more seed capacity. This will do your main crop types. It's not a planter, it's a seeder, so it won't do the planter options. Nicely detailed. I'll have the log wedged underneath there at the front as well. You can load this by hand. You can load it from pallets, containers, seed bags, the multi-filling stations, whatever you want to fill it up with. Does have ridge markers as well. If you like using the ridge markers, you can put those out and run along and follow your ridges if you want to go down that route, but you don't have to. This you'll find under seeders, just here. Or maybe the Kverneland Accord was a modded one. Do we have that on 17 as standard? I'm trying to remember now. Anyway, so at the moment on my Greenwich Valley, I was using one of those, the Horse Pronto 6AS, but the JCB I'm using doesn't like the trailer hitch on it. So what I did was switched to that, the John Deere 8350, which is also a 6 metre. The problem with that is that doesn't fold and it's very wide. So the beauty of this is it's also a 6 metre. It's a little bit more pricey, but you can trail it along behind, which I really like. 1,500 litre capacity on this, and it'll do the crop types it says down there. There are no options available on this one either. You get what you get. So what we'll do is hook up to it. So for transport, wherever you're going, just like so. Like I say, not really much wider than the tractor itself, which is rather handy. A little bit of tip in there, but it shouldn't be too bad. Then when you get to your field, swing round, hook up to your 3-point link, like so. Then we do L1 and X to fold it away, puts the wheels up out the way. I don't know why the tyres disappear. I mean, I don't know, I suppose whether on the real one you do actually take the tyres off and store them somewhere. I can't find anywhere where they're stored, but I think it would just be nice if they just folded up and stayed there, wouldn't it? But anyway, it doesn't matter, that's what it does. Then as you might expect, you then turn it on, drop it down, and away you go with your 6 metre seeding. I like that. It's a nice small rig. I mean, it doesn't look big and beefy, and you know, it looks a fairly kind of delicate rig. Loads of detail on it, which I really like. Unfold it and it puts the trailer options back on it again. Turn it off. No, that was not what I intended. And there you go. You're good to go again. Now, one thing I did find when I was at Agritechnica for the Farming Simulator League, in game we get into the habit of, oh, it's only 6 metres. When you see a 6 metre implement up close, they are massive. You know, I'm saying it looks dainty. In the real world, these things are huge. When you get onto the really big ones, they are gargantuan. So it's kind of deceptive. We kind of do that whole, well, it's only 4 metres, it's only 6 metres. So it's a big old unit. It's a nice bit of kit. Like that a lot. I'm going to be using that. That's by Tarksy 007. That's 8 slots for that, which again, not too heavy in the slot count either. So very workable. I like that. Did I mention I like it? Next mod. We've got this. This is the Fendt 1290 SXD. This is by Bembelpower. This is 9 slots. It's a square baler. It's not a HD one. It's not a Heston size. This does regular 4,000 litre bales. There are a few different colour options and coordinations on this. It's a baler. It does exactly what it says in the tin. Nicely detailed. As you can see, beacon on the top. This you'll find under baling technology. So the 1290 SXD right there. It's not particularly cheap, but it is what it is. This will, I've already said, we'll use 9 slots, 125 grand. We can change the rim colour to black or grey. We can change the main colour to nature green, an older green. It's not a huge amount of difference between those two. One's a little bit darker and shinier, one's a little bit more faded. And then we can have the black, which is the one I went for. I don't know why, I just decided to. Then options, we've got Trelleborgs, and you can have the T404 600 50R22s, and then we can have the twin radial 600 50R22s. Those are your two. Just changes the tread pattern. Realistically, the size doesn't alter that much. It's more just the tread. And then we got under Michelin's, you've got the Cargo X-Bib 600 50R22s. There are no other options other than that, Trelleborg or Michelin. Those are your tyre choices. If you haven't encountered a baler before, if you're new to the game, or square balers or modded balers or whatever it might be, hook it up, open it up, L1 and X, opens the back up for operation, turn it on, drop the pickup for operation. Like I say, we do have a beacon on there. I mean, I'll go and do a bale. If you're not new to the game, you've been doing this a long time, you know what balers do. It will bale. It's a nice unit. The metal work looks, like painted metal work. It's yeah, nice baler. As with pretty much all the square balers, they are automatic, so the bale will keep going and pull at the back, unlike the round balers where you have to open the backs on most of them, not all of them. But as you can see, pickup's not too bad on this at all. I messed that one up, I came over to the side a little bit, but and there you go. That's the Fendt 1290 SXD by Bembelpower. Very nice. Moving on. We've got this. This is the residential container. This is by Neroxc. There are 2 in the pack, but obviously on any given map, or most given maps, you can't have more than one sleep through the night trigger, sleep trigger. So I can only place one at a time. It won't let me place both, but one of them is a single container. I think this one, and then this one is a double container. Nice detail on this. The smaller one will use 33 slots. This one will use 39. If you're not bothered about the slot count and you're looking for a container style, there's loads of detail. It's really, really nice. It's a fairly high slot count for a sleep through the night trigger, but again, I'm just making you aware of what the slot count is. I haven't been able to get this outside light to work, so I don't know whether those will come on automatically, but we can open the door and go inside. Now if I press L3 here, you can just access the trigger from the outside here, so you don't actually have to go into it to use it as a sleep through the night trigger. But if we do go inside, you can see this container's been done out very nicely inside. You might be doing a lumber operation or something like that. Nice big old screen in this as well. And you might decide it kind of fits the Let's Play you're doing, or whatever it is you're doing, it might be just what you're looking for. but we do have a light switch inside here. But if we turn the light switch on in here, I don't think it does the outside ones. So that's why I'm assuming these come on automatically. I haven't tried it in the dark yet, but so there's our light switch, and that, let's close that, is your container. This you will find under placeables, under farmhouses. Like I say, there are two. So we've got the lizard farmhouse. That's weird why it says farmhouse. Shouldn't it say container? Like it's, oh, regardless, it's under farmhouses. 2,500, so it's fairly cheap, so that goes in its favour. You know, the slot count's fairly high, but cheap as chips to buy. So the single one's 2,533 slots. That one does say 2 because I've already got one placed, but 5,500 for the double, and that's 39 slots. So those are by I've lost it on my sheet, Neroxc. Moving on, we've got this one I like. I have one tiny niggle, and it's just me being pedantic, but don't worry about that. This is the the old shed with workshop trigger. What fascinates me is when you go onto the website and you go onto the Modhub, it will say one thing, then when you get it in game it says something completely different, which always surprised me. This is the old shed with workshop trigger by gamerhzs. I like it a lot. It's incredibly detailed. There's a lot going on. This is 24 slots for this workshop trigger, and the workshop trigger is obviously just there, which is delineated with these hazard marked things. My one small niggle, and it's a tiny thing, I love this. I love the ramps to bring a vehicle up. My only niggle, and this is just from a YouTuber's perspective, if you're doing a let's play and you want to add it into the storyline or whatever, if you drive a vehicle up onto here, the trigger doesn't extend out to there. If the trigger just extended a little bit further out, so you could put your tractor up there and you could go to the trigger and do your work on it. I tried it a while ago, put a tractor up there, when I go to the trigger it doesn't register the vehicles there. That's the only thing. It's a tiny niggle. The detail in it is amazing. All the details, all the lovely little bits in it, the textures and all the things you would expect around a workshop. You know, I like it a lot. It's a fantastic mod. That's my only, you know, it's a tiny little gripe, and that's just purely from a kind of YouTube making video type perspective. But yeah, anyway, you'll find this under placeables, under miscellaneous. Like I say, it's 24 slots. Again, another one nice and cheap, 7,500 for this, and it's a nice mod. I like it, I really do. That's by gamerhzs. Moving on, we're going to tackle the one that I'm not sure whether it's an update or so. If this has been out before, which I'm in the back of my mind it's niggling me that it has, then this is an update review. We're looking at the update, whatever that might be. If it is new, then we're looking at this as a new mod, because there's a feature on here that I don't remember seeing before. So anyway, like I say, this is the Fendt 714724 Vario S4. It's by Lucas 2002, Danny 86, Timox LS and Gamer 8250. Very nice mod with some really nice details on this, quite a few options. Those options and detail will set you back 54 slots if you're on console, so fairly high on the slot count. You can see where it goes, you really can, because the detail and everything on it, and the functionality, and it is a lovely mod. Nice and crisply detailed. Very cool indeed. This you will find under medium tractors. So under vehicles, under medium tractors. There we go, the Fendt 714724 Vario. Not cheap though. If you look at the ones around it, I mean a lot of these modded ones are kind of older tractors anyway, I suppose. If you get back to the more kind of standard, it's bang on price wise, but yeah. So what do we get? Well, we can change the rim colour to, it says white, it's more of a kind of light grey. Anyway, regardless, beige or communal, which is a black. We can change the design colour. Now, changing the design colour is specifically for, I'm going to put it on orange. That's for the front loader attacher. So we'll get to that in a little while. If we change the main colour, you can have it as the standard Fendt. You can have a nature green, new green, black beauty, communal with the orange. That one, which I think that one, the Tannengren goes with the beige rims, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to think. And then we got the option of the petrol. I do like the petrol version. I think petrol looks really nice on these. That's my own personal opinion. Then we got option of Trelleborg, Michelin, Mitres, and Nokian. On the Trelleborg we've got standard, wheel weights, narrows, rear twins, twins, back to standard. Under Michelin we've got standard, wheel weights, wides, wheel broad type 1, so it's even wider still, big old flotation tyres, wide tyres and weights, back to standard. Under Mitres we've got standard, wheel weights, that's it on those. And then Nokian is the communal, more like road tread type thing. So let's go back to that and leave it on Trelleborg for the time being. Then we've got design option. We've got normal. We've got chrome exhaust trim, which puts a chrome bit around the exhaust. You can just see that glistening in the background. If I take that off again, it's that glistening a little bit in the background. Then we've got desing line, if it's supposed to be design line. Puts that really light coloured mesh grills on it as well. And then back to normal. So it depends what option you'd rather go for. I do quite like the chrome exhaust trim with the standard, but again. Then on the back we've got no beacons, left beacon, right beacon, both beacons. Then we've got normal front window, and this is like a big old panoramic window on that. Now this is the feature I don't remember. If I did reviews before, I don't remember. Normal front window or openable front window. So that's what I don't remember. So potentially this could be an update, but I do like the big panoramic windows, but I did go for the openable on this one. Then we've got engine size. We've got 714, 716, 718, 720, 722, 724, and the engine horsepowers go up from 150, 171, 188, 209, 228, 246 for the 724. Then we've got front loader attacher. Now it says no, then it says string holder, and there's a little holder that adds on down there. It says that little bracket up here. Then we go to stall, and you can see why design colour I put on orange, because you can see that the stall one. We got allo, and then we got not at all, so like so. Then we got power design. Hang on, it's driving me mad. Or we got power plus. Now the power design is just like that with standard lights fittings. I'll come out a little bit. If we go with the power plus, it adds in extra lights, like new LED ones and more lights down the bottom. Really nice. I like the I do like the power plus. So yeah, quite a few options available on it. Let's jump in, start it up. Sounds nice. Drives nice. Does look good, doesn't it? Lights with that power plus. Very cool lighting on this. Horn. People always ask. Bizarre enough, people always ask. Right, I'm going to open up this menu because I always get this wrong. So, L1. We go right stick, side to side, we open and close the rear window. Right stick up and down, opens and closes the left door. Like so. R1, and right stick up and down, does the sunroof. Like so. And then L1, R1 and left stick does the front window. I do like that front window as an option, that's really cool. Like so. You come in cab with that front window open. I don't know, there's just something about that. I really like it. It's weird, isn't it? Anyway, let's look down here. Let's turn the engine off. So, and lights off. Don't need that open anymore. Let's do that. So, engine on. Very nice. But if we look across here, if we put the lights on, look inside the steering wheel, then we go through our light options, you get the little red dots coming above those. Nice. Something I always look for, beacons. So R1 and up on the D-pad My beacons come on, that little red light comes on. Come out. Beacons off. Beacons on. It's just a small feature, but I really do like that. Indicators. And obviously we do have the forward and reverse indicator on there as well. This is a nice mod. Like I say, could be an update review, could be a new mod review. Depends how you want to look at it. That's very, very nice indeed. So yeah, that's the Fendt 714-724 Vario S4 by Lucas 2002, Danny86, Timox LS and Gamer8250. I'm going to use that in a second, because moving on to the next of our mods. Now this is another one by SimulagriModding. This is the all-purpose tool, and when I say all-purpose, it really is all-purpose. This is a brilliant mod, I love it. And you see on the picture there. Now, this will take pallets, this will take bales, this will take logs if you want to chuck logs in there. This will take sheep and pigs, 3 of each if you want to transport those. It will also take your little four-wheelers, so it will take the John Deere Gator, it will take the Mahindra, I'm sure it will take other various different things, whatever you decide to have a bit of a fiddle around with and try and fit in there. It's a really, really cool mod. Very, very versatile. I don't think it's got straps, but it doesn't need them because it's got these side sections on here as well. Now, the question could be asked, why would you do that? I don't understand what this is all about, putting animals in the front of it. Well, you might be running a small operation. And in about a year or two ago, I was up in the Lake District and I was out and about doing my usual filming, recording, doing vlogs, and there was a farmer moving sheep from his field with a really old Ford tractor, and I asked him if I could take some pictures of his tractor, being the nerd that I am, and he asked me if I would help him move the sheep up the lane to the new field that we're going to. He had a box just like this with 2 sheep in the back of it, and I thought, that's peculiar, why would you do that? And he said, because if he's working on his own and he wants the sheep to follow him up the lane, if he just drives in the tractor, the sheep go all over the place. And you need someone behind, and he said if you put a couple of sheep in the back and off you drive, they bleat away and the other sheep will follow them because that's the direction they're going, so they follow the sheep during the path. It was a really clever thing. I'd never really thought of it like that before. Or you might just want to transport 3 sheep at a time from the livestock market to your farm, or pigs, however you want to go about it. This you will find, sorry, I just thought I'd add that bit of information in there for you, under miscellaneous, under tools, under miscellaneous. It's just there. It's only 1,500, which is absolutely great. It does say this trailer is used to transport animals, but like I say, you can use it for various different things, however you want to go for. One thing that is again, it's a minor little thing. We can change the main colour. This is 1,500, remember? If I change the main colour to fit something on my farm, that's an extra £1,000. That's almost the price of the entire unit just for a different paint on there. But I get it, there are kind of set prices you put for these things, and so you can change the colour of it to anything on that colour palette you just saw. It adds an extra £1,000 on. That's why I just went for the standard ones, because I'm a cheapskate. So what we'll do is grab this. Grab that. Now realistically, if you're going to be putting a Mahindra or a Gator on the back of this, it's a lot of weight on the 3-point link. You'd probably need a much bigger tractor and all that kind of thing, rated for a much higher capacity for lifting and stuff, but it does do it. You're going to need to counterbalance, let's be honest, because there's a lot of weight on there. Now when I went and got the sheep, I just drove into the livestock market trigger, did my usual L3, and the options came up for putting your pigs or your sheep in. Now on each of these, if I go to the front one, to unfold it, you do L1 and X and it moves those latches. See those latches move? It undoes the latches, and then we've got a few options again on our help window. Let's swing it around a little bit like so. So that if I go R1, R1 and do that, so R1 and up and down the right stick will open that one out. So you can do it from up high if you want to, it's entirely up to you. L1, right stick side to side will do that one, up and down will do that one. So you can open them out for ease of loading or stuff like that. Now what you can do, if you want to bring those up a little bit more level, like so and like so, and then that one up a bit like that, You can lower the whole unit down to the ground. So if you are loading something like a Mahindra on, or you just want ease of use for pallet loading or something like that, you can do it just like that, and then you can unload however you want to. The back one's exactly the same, but so do that, and that, and then that, and then L1 and X locks those in place, raise the whole thing up, and away we go. So if you do want to transport your Mahindra wherever you're going, or you might want to take a mower with you if you're going to go do some stuff and you're going to do a little mower, if you're running a little mowing people's lawns and that kind of stuff. So drop that down, undo the latches, that one, and then it was, no, I knew I'd get it wrong, doesn't matter, either one, like so, jump out, and off we go. I think it's a fantastic mod, I love it. Such a brilliant idea. You can always raise one side of that up, so if you are driving in, you can just drive up till we hit the barrier. But it goes on no problem at all. There's no glitching, no movement, nothing horrible's happening. It just works, you know. Very, very nice. Very, very nice mod indeed. Let's turn that off. Get out of there. Turn that off. So there we go, that's the all-purpose tool by SimulagriModding. Very nice indeed. Which brings me on to the last of the mods. Because we've got these. These are all by INF or INF. These are the Logset manufacturer machines. We've got 2 forwarders and we've got 1 tree harvester, logger, feller, however you want to refer to it. These are nice mods, a few options, not a huge amount of options on these. These will run you for this is the Logset 5F GT, that's 25 slots. The Logset 10F GT will run you 25 slots. And then we've got the Logset 8H GTE Hybrid, which will run you 29 slots. In the real world, this is a hybrid. It does have electric motors and stuff on it as well. And it is reckoned and rated that the electric motors kick in when it comes under load and needs extra power, but it will charge up and it works in conjunction with the conventional engine. You can save 25% roughly, thereabouts. That will obviously fluctuate on your fuel bill. That's massive, especially if you're doing a lot of logging and your company does 25%. That's a quarter of your fuel bill by running a hybrid version, which is rather nice indeed. So we'll have a look at these in just a second, but you'll find these under logging. So under vehicles, under logging equipment, forestry equipment, sorry. If we look at the prices for forwarders, we're looking at 216, 221. There are various different modded versions. Then tree harvesters 435, 440. So if we look at these as mods, you're looking at 325 and 235. So the 5F is the smaller version. The 10F is a bigger version. That's why it's more expensive. The load bay is much bigger on the back. That's more in line with the original in-game versions. This is a bigger, chunkier, beefier version. And the 8H GT Hybrid is a little bit more expensive by about 30 grand or so, I think, something like that, than the other harvesters, tree harvesters. But it's a hybrid engine, that kind of thing. That's kind of simulating what you're paying for. Options available. We can have the option of Trelleborg or onto the Ollis 4s, which gives you various different track options. If you scroll through those, there's a whole load to choose from. Chains and tyres and chains and various different things. Or we can go back and put it back on Trelleborgs, which is just standard tyres. Then design, you can have standard or rear protection. So on the harvester you've got rear protection, puts a cage around the engine block, engine bay, to protect all that from falling trees and damage, etc. On the 5F and 10F GT, same options available for the tyres, but under standard design you have standard or front protection. It puts a grille guard over the radiator section in front there, just to protect all that again from trees, debris and stuff you might be crashing through on your way out or the way back from site. So what do we get? Well, that's my only bugbear. It's a small thing, but I've found a couple of times I've driven this now out here and stuff, there's no progression, so you accelerate and that suddenly kicks in, but it may well do that in the real world. I do like the engine sound on this. So this is the smaller of the two. This is the 5F. The load bay is set standard that width. We've got it at the moment on 1. If you look top left hand corner, if I press triangle, puts it on 2. Those are your operator sets. If I open my help window, as you can see, there's control group crane 1, so that'll do my crane function. So all the usual crane functions you would expect we've got, so up and back and in and out, like so. And we've got our rotation, like so. We've also got our head rotation, open and closed, like that. As far as camera angles go, we've got cab angle, which puts you in here. But, which actually I didn't think to check that. L1, R1, yep, change driving direction. So we can actually change our driving direction so we're facing where the crane is for crane operations. If I press it again, it attaches us to the crane like so. Press it again, we're back out of cab again. So change driving direction, L1, R1X. This is the same on the 10F as well. So that'll be your crane functions. Now if I change that by pressing triangle to control group 2, load bay, if I press it was L1, wasn't it? L1 and press my right stick, it opens up that load bay at the back, so it gives you a longer load bay. So if I do that again, you can bring the load bay right in and back out again, like so. Very nice indeed. So that's the 5F. Lights, pretty bright as you can see. In cab, there's not a lot going on in all honesty. Dials do work. There's no beacons on it. There you go. So what we'll do is just put that there. Now if we jump into the 10F, you'll see straight away the difference in price. The 10F is a bigger vehicle. The cab section is identical and all the functions for the crane are exactly the same. If I bring the two wheelbases up next to each other and line the cabs up like so, you can already see, even with the extension open on the 5F, the 10F is longer. It's got a much bigger load bay on that. What you can also do with the load bay on this is open it out even wider. Lights are the same, crane operations the same. I'll switch that so we get the crane up out of the way. But crane operates in exactly the same way as the other one. That's no different. But if I change control group from crane to bay, if I do R1 and my right stick, I can increase the load bay length even further. I do like the lights off the back of this though. Very cool, there's big blocky lights on that. But if I do, where are we? Unfold forwarder, so L1 and X widens those out. So you can see you've got a much bigger load bay than the other one. And if I do L1 on my right stick, it takes that front cage up as well. That kind of bash plate to stop logs and stuff flying through and hitting the back of the cab. So I can do that and that to raise and lower that. L1 and X closes the bay back up again. So you can see why, what you're paying the extra money for. It's much bigger. With that extended, again if I line the cabs up like that, you can see how much longer the load bay is and how much wider the load bay is compared to the other one. So yeah, nice bit of kit. Runs the same, sounds the same. Again, it's nice that does it do anything different to any other forwarder we've got in game? No, it doesn't. You know, the functions are pretty much the same. We've got a few that open load beds and various different things like that. But again, it's nice to have a different manufacturer, something a little bit different. Again, I like that. Very nice indeed. Which moves us on to the very last of the mods, which is the 8H GT Hybrid. This is the actual harvester itself. Oh, that's a loud old engine, that. control group, it's just crane. There's nothing else that do it. Nice, I love the action on everything there. The hydraulic levering and the movement on that. It's really nice. That's as high as that first boom goes, but then obviously the front boom goes up to there, and you can extend that front boom even further out, like so. Nice long reach on it. What I do like as well on this one, let's just get that down, like so, is when you turn, the cab moves with it. So you're set back a little bit, but the cab does move. I think you've got 90-degree rotation either way. The cab will stop, or no, it's 90-degree rotation. So 45 degrees each way, and then the boom will move a little bit further from there. So it gives you a lot of movement, which is nice. So you've got in-cab, view like that. If I move the boom, it will move to there, then the boom will keep moving. If I change the camera angle again, it puts us on the boom. So we're following the boom now rather than the cab. And we come back to there. Peep horn on that. Lights are nice as well. Header, we've got turn it on, opens out like that. We do also have, I'm trying to think which one it is, L1, R1 and left stick. It's just L1 and left stick. Nope, we need to open the help menu just every single time. Yeah, L1, R1 and left stick. We can rotate the head. I do like that ability to rotate the head. So if you drop a tree or you're cutting trees that are on the ground already on certain maps, you can rotate the head, bring that down onto it. If you press cut over it, it will pick the log up off the ground and you can carry on your operations like that. I do like that as a feature of the various different headers. This is by no means the only one that does it. There are a few different ones that do it, but I just thought I'd show you that option, which is nice. Close that. And cut length we can change in half-metre increments up. And it goes up to 8 metres is the maximum, so we can go in half-metre cut lengths all the way up to 8 metres, like so, and then back to 0.5 again. Very nice indeed. So there we go. That's the Logset set or pack, or whatever you want to call it, or 3 separate mods, however you want to look at it, by INF or INF. Again, depends how you pronounce it. So there you go. That's the mods for yesterday, Thursday the 28th of May. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.